Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. We've got 2 weeks of pretty intense stuff from Salem you asked us to look at. This covers September 29th right through to October 10th. And yeah, this isn't just, recapping spoilers. We're really digging into what's behind these pretty shocking events.
Oh, absolutely. It's a roller coaster. You've got this massive blackout that basically forces secrets out into the open. Then there are characters really spiraling, one young one in particular,
Yeah.
heading down a very dark path. And of course, new faces, returning faces, all stirring up old trouble. It's classic days.
Right. So we've kind of grouped it all together for you into, let's say, three main areas. First, the immediate chaos from that blackout, who's trapped, what confessions get blurted out. Second, and this is heavy stuff, we get into Rachel Black's really troubling turn and all the drama, the deception around the baby Tesoro adoption. That affects like half the cast, it seems. Johnny, Chanel, Tate, Holly.
Yeah, that's a huge emotional tangle. And then third, we're looking at the secrets bubbling up, the investigations kicking off, and these returning characters, Jeremy Horton especially. His arrival seems poised to connect some pretty serious past issues to what Stephanie's dealing with now.
Okay, so let's frame this. The big hook seems to be Rachel going darker than ever, apparently, and Brady's heading for some kind of massive revelation, jaw-dropping, the sources say. That's setting the stage pretty dramatically.
Definitely. High stakes right from the start.
So let's start where it all kicks off. Monday, September 29th, the lights go out.
Ah, the blackout. Can't beat it for instant drama.
Exactly. It just strips away all the niceties, right? And straight away, EJ DiMera and Belle Black get stuck in an elevator.
Perfect setup. And EJ, well, he doesn't waste any time feeling sorry for himself. He apparently sees it as a chance for what did this source say? A human conversation.
Right, like using the forced intimacy of being trapped.
Totally. And he drops the bomb, confesses he's still very much in love with her. He's really, banking on that shared moment, that vulnerability.
But Belle, she's not having it. The sources are really clear. She shuts him down hard.
Yeah, no wavering there.
And it's interesting why it's not just, oh, we have history. It goes deeper.
Right. It's about trust or, well, the complete lack of it, especially when it comes to money.
Exactly. Her big concern highlighted is that huge hospital donation from her dad, John Black.
Which, unfortunately for Belle, has somehow landed squarely in EJ's, quote, awful hands.
So her saying no isn't just emotional, it's practical. It's about protecting her family's legacy from someone she fundamentally doesn't trust financially or ethically.
It's layered. Rejecting the man, rejecting his motives, especially with her father's money involved. That makes her stance really solid.
The blackout isn't all bad news, though, or at least it forces clarity elsewhere. Kat Green and Chad DiMera have a moment.
Yeah, a romantic one. They decide, okay, let's do this. Let's go public.
And Chad gives that big line, right? There's no going back. We're doing this. We're in it. Sounds pretty definitive.
Totally committed. All in.
But then, and this is where it gets interesting, the source immediately says the very next day, they're at a crossroads, a turning point.
Right. Talk about whiplash. So committed in the dark, then boom, problems in the light.
So you have to ask, what happened overnight? Did someone see them? Did going public immediately create some huge issue we don't know about yet?
Or is it just, Salem?
Yeah.
The moment you commit, the universe throws a wrench in the works.
Could be. The contrast is definitely deliberate, though. Commitment followed instantly by conflict.
And speaking of complications from the blackout, we've got Gwen Ritchek stuck somewhere. Leo Stark has to help her.
And where she's stuck is key, right? It's potentially in that secret lab area within the construction zone.
Exactly. That hidden science lab, they snuck into the plans.
Yeah.
The blackout could have jammed the elevator access, maybe the keycard system went down.
So the physical chaos of the power outage directly impacts this secret, hidden operation. Makes it vulnerable.
And that ties directly into Kat Green's whole deal later on, her investigation. The blackout basically put a spotlight, ironically, on Salem's darkest secrets for a moment.
Meanwhile, while the power's out, Susan Banks pops over to see Marlena.
For a serious chat. And the speculation is it's about Marlena's Queen of the Night nightmares resurfacing.
Okay, Queen of the Night. That's a deep cut for longtime viewers. What's the significance there?
Huge significance. It taps into Marlena's history with possession, with deep psychological trauma, sometimes even supernatural stuff. It's not just bad dreams. And Susan, with her psychic vibe and history of dealing with Salem's weirdest crises, she's not just a friend dropping by for coffee.
She's the one Marlena turns to when things get, quote, weird.
Exactly. Susan showing up means whatever Marlena's dealing with internally related to that Queen of the Night stuff, is serious. It's reaching a critical point, a
Hmm.
quiet internal drama amidst the loud external chaos.
We also see a shift for Xander Cook and Sarah Horton. They'd been talking about couples therapy.
And then the blackout hits, and, well, they hit the sheets.
Heat of the moment, high pressure situation.
Totally. But then comes the morning after, Tuesday, and Sarah starts questioning it. Was it too soon, given everything they're trying to work through?
Right. So the big question the source poses is, was this just a, stress relief, hit it and quit it kind of thing?
Was it actually maybe good therapy?
Hmm.
Did that physical connection remind them of what they're fighting for? Did it prove the chemistry is still strong enough?
That's their dilemma, isn't it? Does the chemistry override the need for structured therapy, or does it reinforce why the therapy is worth doing?
It's a good question for them, given their history. Volatile is an understatement.
And volatility is cropping up elsewhere, too. Theo Carver runs into J.J. Devereaux.
And it's tense. JJ is not happy.
Why? What's the beef there?
Well, Theo talked to Jada Hunter, who's a cop, about the time JJ accidentally shot him. And Theo was apparently pushing to get JJ kicked off the police force because of it.
Wow. Okay, so that's not just awkward. That's potentially career-ending for J.J. deep betrayal territory.
Definitely raw. Personal stakes, professional stakes, all tangled up.
And Jada, meanwhile, is giving Paulina Price an update. Could be about the blackout, could be related to all this simmering trouble with the younger generation.
Which leads us perfectly into the next phase, because things escalate fast.
Yeah, moving into Wednesday and Thursday, October 1st and 2nd. If the blackout was about forced confessions, this next bit is about deliberate destruction. And we have to start with Rachel Black.
This isn't just kid stuff. The sources say Rachel does something that completely stuns little Thomas DiMera.
Stuns him. That sounds serious.
It sounds like the start of a major downward spiral. So bad, apparently, that it leads to her needing to leave the show for a while to go to this Baby Bayview wing.
Baby Bayview. That sounds like some kind of specialized care facility for kids with serious issues.
It implies something significant, yeah. Psychological intervention, maybe?
And the fact that Julie Williams has to step in.
Salem's moral compass.
Right. She has to give Rachel a talking to and comfort Thomas. That tells you how out of control Rachel's behavior is getting.
It's not just internal turmoil for Rachel anymore. It's spilling out, it's hurting other kids, and it requires immediate adult intervention from the top, basically. It escalates fast.
And while that's happening, there's this gut-wrenching story playing out for Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree, the baby Tesoro adoption.
Oh, this is brutal. They get shocking news from social services on Wednesday.
And the timing is just cruel. Johnny had just bought a crib. Chanel was getting out baby clothes.
They were all in, ready, excited.
And then they hear that the birth mother sent social services a scathing email.
Scathing, not just, I changed my mind. Scathing implies malice, saying they should absolutely not be allowed to adopt the baby.
Devastating, just completely pulling the rug out from under them.
And the source confirms, by Thursday, Chanel is just heartbroken. Understandably.
But it gets worse because this isn't just random tragedy. It seems directly linked to Sophia Choi's scheming.
Ah, Sophia. Yeah, she's playing a very nasty game here. The sources are explicit.
Yeah.
She wants to ruin both Johnny and Chanel's relationship and Tate and Holly's relationship. Permanently.
How does she even manage that, targeting two couples like that?
It's a pretty twisted two-step plan. First, she sets up Holly, secretly drugs her drink.
Drugs her? Seriously?
Yeah, causes Holly to pass out drunk, completely vulnerable. Then, while Holly's out, Sophia takes inappropriate pictures of her.
That's horrifying and illegal.
Definitely. Then comes step 2, weaponizing those photos. She sends them, described as naughty photos, in a text message to Johnny's phone.
Oh my God. So Chanel sees these pictures of Holly showing up on Johnny's phone.
Exactly. Making Chanel think Johnny's involved with Holly somehow, receiving these kinds of pictures. It's designed to shatter their trust, shatter their marriage, and make Holly look bad, furthering the wedge between her and Tate. It hits everyone.
That is next-level manipulation, calculated cruelty.
And it has immediate physical consequences, too. While Holly was drugged or passed out, she accidentally knocks over a candle.
Starts a fire in the dorms.
Yep, a direct result of Sophia's actions.
Wow. So now there's a fire investigation, property damage.
And fallout for Holly. Maggie Horton apparently gives her some tough love over the incident. You gotta wonder, is Holly gonna get kicked out of school, face charges?
And what about Sophia? Does she face any heat?
Well, the source says Sophia's in a panic on Thursday. Maybe because the fire took things further than she planned. Maybe she's worried Holly will remember something. It shows maybe her plan wasn't completely foolproof. There are unintended consequences.
Okay, let's connect this back to Tate. Holly broke up with him before the fire, right, after she found Sophia in his dorm room.
Right. And Holly thinks Tate and Sophia slept together. But source clarifies they were just making out.
And Tate wasn't even there for Sophia, supposedly.
No, that's the twist. He was apparently in the dorm desperately trying to find information about baby Tesoro, about the adoption stuff that Holly had kind of blown off earlier.
So Holly sees him with Sophia, assumes the worst, punches him, breaks up with him. But he was actually trying to solve the mystery they were both invested in.
Looks like it. Paints Tate in a very different light. Not a cheater, but someone blindsided while trying to do the right thing, maybe.
And he confides all this, the breakup, getting punched, the misunderstanding, to his dad, Brady.
And this is where it pivots. Brady's dealing with his heartbroken son, and then Kayla delivers some kind of surprising news to Brady.
Surprising news, given everything that's happening with baby Tesoro.
The strong implication, reading between the lines of the sources, is that Kayla has DNA test results. And those results show Tate is not the father of baby Tesoro.
Whoa, okay, that changes everything.
Completely. It explains Tate's desperation for answers. It explains why the adoption might have been stalled even before the scathing email, and it sends Brady down a whole new path.
It justifies the intense investigation that kicks off in the second week. The focus shifts dramatically.
Exactly. The ground is shifted under everyone's feet.
Right. So moving into that second week, starting Friday, October 3rd through the 10th, the dust is settling from the blackout and the fire, but now we get into focused conflicts and new arrivals making waves.
Starting with what seems like a happy moment, Julie Williams welcoming a Horton family member home. Jeremy Horton.
Jeremy Horton. Okay, the name sounds familiar, but the sources have a specific description.
Oh, yeah. Supremely bad guy. That's the direct quote. Not just troubled, supremely bad.
Yikes. And he's been recast, played by Michael Rohr now. He's also J.J. Devereaux's cousin.
The bad guy label, plus the family connection. That screams long-term trouble incoming.
And it hits Stephanie Jensen hard, right? She confides in Alex Kyriakis about stress, specifically mentioning a creep she used to date and Jeremy's connection to JJ.
The implication is pretty clear. Jeremy is the creep from her past. Her trauma is literally walking back into town.
That's rough. Using a returning character not for warm fuzzies, but to reignite past pain.
And he doesn't just show up quietly. Later that week, October 6th to 10th, he confronts Stephanie about something she wrote in a book.
Something negative about him, presumably.
Almost certainly. And he pulls the classic "I've changed" routine.
Yeah.
Tells her he's not the monster he was, but the source pretty much winks and says, yeah, don't believe it. He's lying. Setting him up as this manipulative figure from her past who's back to cause more trouble.
Meanwhile, Stephanie's trying to keep her professional life together. She cuts some kind of deal with EJ.
Possibly related to the Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala, that big 60th anniversary event coming up in November. So she's juggling this huge career thing while her personal life is imploding thanks to Jeremy's return.
And speaking of her personal life, she and Alex finally seem to be settling in together.
But the source immediately warns, roadblocks ahead, drama incoming. Between Jeremy reappearing and her dealing with EJ, yeah, their newfound stability sounds like it's going to be tested hard.
Okay, shifting gears to the spy stuff. Kat Green is catching up with Gwen Ritchek.
But it's not just friendly chat. Kat's asking questions, sly questions about the construction, the remodeling.
Because Kat is deep cover, ISA, right? She's investigating that secret lab.
Exactly. She's subtly probing, trying to get someone, maybe Gwen, maybe someone else, to notice that the official building plans don't quite match the reality on the ground. Because of that hidden lab they squeezed in?
She's getting close.
Maybe too close. The sources explicitly mention she could be in real danger if her cover gets blown that week. Asking questions about secret labs in Salem, that tends to attract the wrong kind of attention.
Definitely a dangerous game she's playing.
Elsewhere, the fallout continues. Paulina has some harsh things to say to EJ on Friday. Could be about the hospital money, could be his general demeriness.
And Chad is worried about his son, Thomas. Likely because of Rachel's bad influence earlier, that whole incident is still rippling outwards.
But the main event, the real focus pulling everything together in the second week, is the baby Tesoro mystery. It deepens significantly.
Steve Johnson and Brady Black team up. They're investigating because of the strange timeline.
That's the key phrase. Something about the whole situation doesn't add up. And now Brady, armed with the likely news from Kayla that Tate isn't the father.
He's got serious motivation. He's pushing for answers.
And his focus seems to be landing squarely on Sophia Choi, her recent actions, a possible connection.
Okay, and here's the bombshell, right? The potential new DNA test.
This is huge. They might do another test, but this time the sources suggest checking the baby against Sophia.
Wait, what? Not against Tate, not against some other random guy, but against Sophia.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
It completely reframes the mystery. It's not just who's the daddy anymore. It's what is Sophia's connection to this baby? Could she be involved in faking paternity? Could she be something else?
Given what we know, she's capable of the drugging, the photos, the manipulation.
It suddenly makes a terrifying kind of sense, doesn't it? If she's capable of that level of deception to ruin relationships, engineering a whole baby situation to control or destroy lives, it fits her profile. The strange timeline might be because she orchestrated the whole thing.
That puts her actions in a whole new, much darker light.
Absolutely. It elevates her from petty schemer to potentially masterminding this entire tragedy.
And the consequences of her initial plot, the photos, they're still playing out for Johnny and Chanel.
Yeah, those texts are going to cause major waves in their marriage, just as they're dealing with the adoption falling through.
And Sophia might not be done. The source suggests she might even report the photos to the school.
Trying to get Johnny fired from his professor job, even though she set the whole thing up.
Wow. Maximum damage. Ruin his marriage. Ruin his career. She's aiming to destroy him completely.
It's relentless. Just pure malice.
Amidst all this darkness, there's a tiny sliver of hope, maybe. Xander and Sarah are supposed to start their couples therapy soon.
Yeah, finally. So we might get an answer to that question. Was the blackout hookup a foundation or just a blip? Therapy might tell.
And Rachel. Her behavior just keeps escalating, apparently, heading towards that exit to Baby Bay View.
Yeah, that spiral continues unchecked throughout the second week. It's a really grim storyline unfolding there.
Okay, so, wow. If we just step back for a sec, these 2 weeks are incredibly packed. The blackout really did its job, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Forced EJ's confession, solidified Kat and Chad briefly, and crucially, exposed the vulnerability of that secret lab. Set the stage perfectly.
And then the emotional devastation. Sophia's plan was just vicious. So calculated.
Right, and what really stands out is, just how cold and destructive she is. The drugging, the photos leading to the fire, the adoption heartbreak. It's all interconnected, driven by her. That's setting up a major conflict.
And the Baby Tesoro story completely flipped. It's not about Tate anymore. It's about Sophia. That DNA test angle. That's the big cliffhanger.
Totally. Stephen Brady zeroing in on her. The strange timeline. It points to something much bigger than just paternity.
Plus, we've got future drama baked in. Kat's potentially about to be exposed as Ayesa.
Which is never good in Salem.
And Jeremy Horton's back, this supremely bad guy claiming he's changed, but clearly targeting Stephanie and her past trauma. That's a ticking time bomb.
Definitely laying the groundwork for storylines that'll probably run for months, tying into that big anniversary episode too, maybe.
So for you listening, as you're processing all this, we know the timeline around Baby Tesoro is weird. We know Steve and Brady are suspicious enough to consider testing the baby against Sophia. And we know Sophia drugged Holly, framed Johnny, and nearly burned down a dorm. She's capable of almost anything. Which leads to the big question.
Is this all just random, chaotic revenge from Sophia against everyone she dislikes? Or is her connection to Baby Tesoro the reason for all this? Does that intense focus from Steve and Brady suggest something deeper? Could Sophia actually be the biological mother? Did she fake the entire thing, the birth mother, the email, Tate's potential involvement, all to control the baby and inflict maximum pain? What secret is so big that it drives her to this level of destruction?
That's the thought to chew on. What is Sophia really hiding about this baby?
Something big, you have to assume.
We'll leave it there for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, catch you next time.